Hi, I'm Regan and welcome back to the Cow Cat Creations Knitting Podcast. It's been a few months since my last podcast. Apologies, it was an unexpected break. I just got caught up with life and all that stuff, but I've still been working behind the scenes, so I thought I would come back and show you what I've been working on, have a bit of a chat and try and get back into the swing of things. So I'm not going to hold off anymore. Let's just get started and straight into it. So over the last few months, I've had a few design releases. We've had the Australian Wool and Sheep show. I've got some designs coming up and some finished objects to show you, and some purchases. That's what I'm going to show you as well. So I'm going to keep it really light and fun today, just to get back into the swing of things. So if I'm a little bit waffly or out of it, that's why I'm feeling really rusty right now. New location, so I'm in another corner of the house. There's a comfy chair here and a spare corner, so I thought I would set up in this area and see how we go and see if I like it. You can see my lovely, very worn grey curtains behind me. So what have we been doing? Let's talk about the Australian Wool and Sheep show. So that was a couple of weeks ago. It's like the big event for Australian yarnies, so crochet, knitting, embroidery, macrame, everything in between. Lots of sheep, obviously, there. So a lot of buying and selling of the actual sheep. But then for crafters like myself, a lot of shopping. So it is a big spending weekend. I was reasonably restrained, but I thought I'll show you what I bought and what my plans are for everything I've got. So, oops. First thing I bought was this gorgeous project bag from Crystal Cat Stitchery. It's got cats on it, obviously. I had to buy it, and it's also in my favourite yellow, so it just had to come home with me. It is stuffed full of yarn at the moment, and I will show you what's in here. But I love this one because it's a little bit bigger than my usual project bags that I buy. It's got zippered pockets, it's got handles, it's got a drawer cord top, it's got space inside for everything. And I've got it absolutely chockers full of yarn. But yeah, I fell in love with these colours, and I love anything with cats and anything bright. I am just adoring, and yeah, this is just a lovely, lovely sturdy bag. Liz makes them all herself, and she's just super, super talented. I am not a sewer. I can knit, but I cannot sew for my life. So to have someone who can make such beautiful, beautiful project bags nearby is really sweet. So I had to buy one of these when I saw it, and it was the last one there, the only one there in this colorway. So I'm so happy it came home with me. Next up, I bought a little notions tin from, this is Firefly Notes, purchased from This Lush Corner, and it's got little bees on the front. Unfortunately, the mushroom tin in this size wasn't available, and I really wanted something in this size that would fit my scissors and needles as well as stitch markers. So yeah, I just love it. I haven't got anything in there at the moment, but it's just a really nice size tin. Beautiful, beautiful design on the front. Anything with bees, cats, bees, mushrooms. They're probably the main three that I'll go for, and then anything that's cute. So gorgeous little notions tin. What else did I buy? What did I buy? I know I bought some wool wash, and I think I may have just dropped that. Oh dear. Okay, we're not going in order because things are buried. Self-striping yarn from, this is Cola Girl Collective. Yes, it is. This is the Charlie sock yarn. So it's fingering weight in BFL and nylon. And it's just nice muted blues and purples and grey. So this will be a sock. But I do like I like the BFL because it's got a bit more texture to it than merino. But in saying that, most of my collection is merino. But it's just a nice squishy sock yarn. So looking forward to knitting up something with this. I think it might end up being a pair of gold-filled socks, because that one's really nice for self-striping yarn. That's that one. What have I got next? I have a sock set. This is from Sharn's Yarns. So Sharn's Yarns is my first purchase from Sharn's Yarns, and that's really fun to say. Sharn's Yarns. So Sharn is from Adelaide, and I'm a bit of a sucker for anything or anyone from Adelaide because that's where I'm from originally. And this is a sparkly watermelon kit. So you've got the pink and the green and a neutral here, and they've all got a little silver sparkle running through them, and they make up a really sweet set of watermelon socks. So I think I'll add my own little twist to them and do a bit of a design in there. But this is 70% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and then 5% stellina. And I love anything with a little sparkle. So saw this and had to grab it. I thought they were really, really fun, and they'll be really cute socks. And I reckon I can probably get a full-size sock and then some shorty socks out of this, because I'm not going to use all of the yarn in one pair of socks. So stay tuned for some watermelon socks. Oh, I also bought... I really have lost it. Okay. I went to Woollen Works and picked up this sort of muted rainbow coloured yarn. So I've got some of her like pastel brighter rainbows. I think, what are they called? I've got Karma Chameleon and Mia's a Bird. And they're very bright rainbow colours. So this is more of a muted colour. Still really, really pretty with the pinks and the purples and the blues in there. It's called Am I Okay? I believe this is from her Bear collection. And this is a superwash merino and nylon. Just fingering weight sock yarn. And I don't know what I'm doing with this one yet. It'll be a pair of socks more than likely. But I haven't decided which socks to make with this one yet. But my husband actually chose this colour, so props to him. And while I was there, I also picked up another bottle of the Woollen Works Wool Wash. In the fragrance is called Mansfield, and it's just a really beautiful, beautiful scent. I love it. And it's my favourite wool wash. Lastly, I bought a bunch of this hand-dyed yarn from Tandy. So I've got 2 skeins of this already caked up for a vest. So I'm test knitting a vest for the Cryo Bear, Rebecca Clow, and it's cabled sweater. I just thought it would be so fun to do it in some really bright rainbow colours. So it will be loud, very me, very loud and colourful, and I think it's fabulous. I love these colours. They're very autumnal, but also like an autumn rainbow. I just love it so much. And this is Polworth. Doesn't have it on here. It's 8-ply Polworth. So this is their own sheep, own fibre, and they're all roughly 100 grams, some more, some less. And it's a DK weight, but it does, the good thing about this is it's DK weight, but you can use it in worsted weight projects I've found. So very versatile, but I am so looking forward to these colours. I mean, you can tell, like, it matches everything I'm wearing. So that's it for the purchases. I was reasonably restrained. No, there's one more thing. Hang on. Oh, this is chaos. Okay, where is it? Why am I losing everything? Oh, there it is. I'm sitting on it. Okay. I bought a collection of minis from Half Baked Hand Dyed, which I'm using, so it's already caked up. But I can show you. Oh, God. Okay, part of it's already on the needles. So, I got this collection of pinks and purples minis from Half Baked Hand Dyed, and I'm using them for Stephen West's mystery sock along. I can't remember what it's called. So I've just cast it on. Yeah, that's all I've done. So no spoilers. I haven't done much with it at all. So yeah, this is also superwash merino and nylon mix. It's fingering weight. But yeah, I love her hand dyes. And one thing I really love about them, and they are so tangled up already, I'm going to have to read all these, is that even though the colour is consistent, there's still that little bit of variation. So you still get that texture in it, but it's not, you don't get big white patches. It's just like slightly darker and slightly lighter in some areas. So, and I really love that in hand-dyed yarns. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I adore it. So that is the other purchase I made. That's it. They're my purchases for the weekend. And I've just got them. Actually, this is really chaotic. Bear with me. This bag is also from Crystal Cat Stitchery because I am a sucker. So I actually purchased this a few months ago. So it's a cord project bag. This is sort of the usual size that I have, where it's enough to fit, you know, just about any project other than like massive bulky jumpers. And this is just in the corduroy, and it's got a cord tie. So love that for me. Alright, that's it for purchases. I say that, but I know I've bought more stuff. We'll just ignore that. What have I been working on? Okay, finished things. Alright, let's talk about test knitting. So my Armstrong sweater is currently being tested, and that should be live and available early October. I've just bumped the test net out by a couple of weeks because I had some issues with the short rows and the way I had structured them, and that is 100% on me. Some of the sizes, the short rows are actually crossing over at the front, so I had to regrade that part. But that seems to be all good now. It happens. So I've just bumped out the test by a couple of weeks to give my testers some additional time to fix that all up, or complete their test, I should say, not fix. I had to fix it, just to be fair on them, because they had to wait for me to fix all that, and it was just a little stressful. This one, I am wearing my Webster. I probably should have talked about this at the very beginning, but this is my Webster cardigan. This is the first sample. This is my favourite cable cardigan. It is a V-neck, it is button up, it has afterthought pockets at the front so you can put things in there. Actually, I have a stitch marker in there still attached. Don't ask me why. So this is going live for testing very, very soon. I'm hoping this weekend. I don't want it to cross over too much with my Armstrong, so I'll probably open up applications for this for testing to start in a few weeks' time, so people have plenty of time to get their yarn and get sorted. But this one I have knitted in Malabrigo Rios in the colour Sunset. Now, this is very vibrant on screen, and actually it's pretty true to life. It is very vibrant in real life. What I didn't do is alternate my skeins when I was knitting this up. So what that means is that I have a very bold stripe on the back there where it's different coloured. So if you are using a dyed yarn, make sure you alternate your skeins. By the time I realised that it was actually going to be a big problem, I had gone too far down that rabbit hole and I wasn't going to frog back. You can kind of see it on the screen. You can kind of see it actually. You can see there's some coloured stripes where I've tried to finish it off with different purchases. So I bought the yarn a few years ago, had held on to it because I wanted to make something very special with it. Decided I wanted to knit this jumper or cardigan. Ran out of yarn partway through and then had to buy another couple of skeins. They were from a different dye lot, from a different supplier. So obviously nothing matched and I've ended up with these weird stripes. That could have been totally avoided if I'd actually just alternated my skeins the whole way through. So what I've done is I actually over-dyed this very, very lightly with the marigold colour. So I've got acid dyes and yeah, I just dyed the entire thing for maybe 10 minutes. So not very long, just enough to pick up some of the colour. So in real life it's not too noticeable. I mean there's still a patch on the back but it's not so bad. But it really stands out in photos. So I'm going to have to make another sample, which, oh no, another cozy cable cardigan. What will I do? So yeah, this one is coming out very soon for testing. What can I tell you about this? Let me just go back to my file. Oh my God. We are rambly today. Okay, the gauge is 23 stitches for the cable pattern and then 19 stitches for the moss stitch. Knit on 4mm needles and 3.25mm needles for the ribbing. And yeah, it's worked bottom up, split for the front and back and then the front panel, so you knit them separately flat. It's got a drop shoulder, so I do actually add length to the shoulders, so when you split you then cast on extra stitches to help that shoulder drop down. Otherwise they tend to cut here on me, being broad shouldered, so I like them to, if I'm going to do a drop shoulder it's going to drop, and that just really helps the fit to sit nice. And then I've got a 3 needle bind off across the shoulder, if you can see here, so just to create a bit of a seam. I like the look of it. And then yeah, you just pick up the sleeves and work down. It's all charted. And yeah, there's instructions for doing the pockets as afterthought pockets. So I've written all those instructions out, so partway through you'll add lifelines and then come back to them at the end. And the button band is just a 1x1 rib, so if you wanted to do a different style of button band you absolutely could. So yes, if you're not signed up to my mailing list, I'll drop a link below. Sign up, because you will then get a notification when the test goes. Applications for the testing goes live if you want to test it, or if you just want to hear about other things happening. Add your name to that. Okay, that is the Webster. Now I've got a release happening. It is the Lucas tea, and I have had to do a mad dash across town to pick up my sample, which is now inside out. Lucas tea. This one was, I think I finished this back in March, and then I did a really long test for this one just because it is really, really fine light fingering weight yarn. So this is my Lucas tea. Oh God, it's really blowing out. Okay, come in closer. There you go. You can see this texture. So it's a textured yoke, and these are done in, it's a twisted stitch, so it helps the stitch to pop out and stand up a bit more. It's actually a lot simpler than it looks, and that's something that's been consistent with the feedback from the testers, is once you understand how to do the twisted stitch, it's really, really easy, because you just left, right. So it's knit top down, short rows at the back of the neck to lift that up, and then knitting around with the texture, and it's charted and the instructions are written, so whatever your pick is, like whatever suits your style. I've got both of them in there, and then once you finish the yoke, it is just plain knitting the whole way through. So you can make it as long or short as you like. Now, I've written the pattern for short sleeves, however, some testers did decide to do long sleeve versions and they look amazing. I haven't put those instructions in, but you can absolutely substitute any sleeve style that you like. I'm not fussy about that at all. So the yarn I used for this one is Gore Woolen Mills Summer Fiesta yarn in the light fingering weight. So they have the light fingering weight and then the 5-ply sport weight. So this is the light fingering weight, and it's a merino and linen blend, and it is so soft, so lovely to work with. It's just, how do I explain it? When you pick it up, it can feel a little bit rusticy, but as you start working with it, it softens up in your hands, and then by the time you've finished your project, blocked it, it's just mwah, it puffs up, and you just have this beautiful drape. Like, look at that drape, look at that drape. It just, oh, it's gorgeous. So this was actually on display at the Australian Wool and Sheep Show, so at Bendigo, and yeah, I was really happy to see it up being shown with all the other designs at the mill. So yeah, that will be out hopefully tonight. So again, if you're not on my mailing list, jump on there, because you get to hear about things that are coming out and all the fun stuff that happens behind the scenes. And yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I have cast on another version in pure merino, and that's like a really bright coral colour. So I'm really looking forward to getting that one done. However, we'll see how I go in terms of everything else that's on the books at the moment. That's it for releases at the moment. So Lucas T this weekend, Armstrong September, October, Webster open for testing, so maybe November release for Webster. I'm working on some other designs, but they're not at a point where I can show them just yet. I plan on doing a Christmas sock this year, so I think that is one that will be up for testing fairly soon, because I want to get that one up and ready and out of the way. And maybe a vest. I feel like there's a vest on the horizon, and then we'll probably hit summer and it will be back to accessories. Stay tuned. Okay. What else have we been doing? Okay, that's something I haven't spoken about on here. I've started running craft cinema events here in Ballarat. They're called Stitches and Screenings. We've held 2 so far, and we've got 4 more for the year. So at the local cinema, which is the Palace Regent Cinema, it's a very old, beautiful cinema. I book out one of the cinemas. Lights are left on, and we play a movie that we've all seen before. So first one was Sister Act, which was a lot of fun, and then the last movie was Mary Poppins, also lots of fun. And then we've got one coming up in a couple of weeks, and that will be Mrs. Doubtfire. Then we have a very special screening of The Devil Wears Prada in September. And the reason it's special is because after that, the cinema will not be able to show it anymore, because the second one comes out early next year. So, depending on popularity, if we can, we'll try and do a special screening of The Devil Wears Prada 2 next year when it comes out. But coming along to the September edition. October will be The Parent Trap. Now, I've actually never seen that movie before, so I'll probably be watching the movie rather than knitting. And then Christmas, which I am so excited for. So the December one, the Christmas special is The Muppet Christmas Carol. It's my favourite Christmas movie, and I think we're going to do something special for that. So I have been talking to some local businesses, and the George Hotel, which is next door to the cinema, have offered us space for coffees and knitting afterwards, which is just so delightful. I'm just so happy. So from now on, at these sessions, if you come along to the movie session, you can come and sit and knit or crochet or work, like craft, with everyone afterwards, and you can keep the conversations going. It's one thing that's really the feedback we've had is people want to keep talking, engaging, and it's a little bit hard in the cinema. So having a space next door so it's nice and accessible is just mwah. And I'm organising some door prizes for the August session. So August 16th, 2 p.m. to Saturday, 2 p.m. This is Doubtfire. There will be door prizes. And I am very close to launching a competition to win your ticket back or win a ticket to a future event. So that'll be on my socials. So follow me on Instagram if you're not already. All the details for the movie sessions are there. And I should also mention that these sessions also raise money for a charity. So for the first session, hiccups. First session we raised money for Minus 18 because the event fell on Ida Hobbit Day, which is the International Day against homophobia and bigotry. So we were able to raise money for that. The last session we raised money for the Ballarat Wildlife Rescue. Now for August, I haven't settled on the charity yet, and I need to do that. But if you have suggestions, please drop them below, because I would love to support, continuing to support local charities, especially in our region. There are so many we could choose from, and I would love to know what really hits home for people and what feels close to their hearts. So please let me know. And if you have ideas or suggestions for movies that we could hold or show, let me know, because I am absolutely open to ideas. Some movies we can't show because of the fees associated with them. Some movies don't have a fee attached, some do, so we've just got to weigh that up. But tickets are $25. We do have early bird ticket pricing, so if you jump online and book your tickets early, you can get a discounted price. And then after that, they're $25, and that gets you access to the cinema with the lights up, and you can come and sit and chat and knit along and watch a movie. And proceeds from that go towards a charity. And then we have another tier, which is the supporter tier, and that just is an extra $5, and that just helps me as an organizer run these events. There are costs associated with booking at the cinema, sometimes paying for the licensing fee to show the movie, advertising costs, insurance costs, and then the donation to the charity. So those supporter tickets just provide me a little bit more buffer for that. This is a not-for-profit event, so be aware that's what we're working with. And we keep the numbers fairly small, so under 50 people, just to keep it intimate and not too overwhelming. We want everyone to feel really welcome, and I want it to be a safe space for people. So if you are in the area and you want to come along to one of these events, please reach out. We'd love to have you along, and I try and make sure I greet every single person who arrives, and it is getting a little bit hard because some of the space has been a bit tricky, so working through that. It's a learning process, but please know everyone is welcome. And if you're not a crafter, come along, sit with your friends. It's, you can colour in if you want. So those events, I'll pop the details below as well. What else have we got coming up? I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about right now. The cobwebs are off. So will try and keep going with podcasts. I don't know why I stopped. I think life just got in the way and then whatever. So hang around. Hopefully I will post another one very soon. If you want to see anything in particular, let me know, because otherwise I'm just going to keep sitting and rambling. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.